Are you looking for a new way to organize your craft supplies? Do you need some inspiration? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm Melody. Welcome to my channel, Making Melody Crafts. I'm so glad you're here. So hit that subscribe button and we'll get started. Welcome back to our craft organization series. Welcome back to our embellishment cart series. We are now, you guessed it, in the green drawer. So I might do a bonus one and do the blue drawer too, which is next, because this one doesn't have very much in it. So anytime you're going to organize something, we got to get it all out. Now we've got an empty drawer. Now I'm going to put things back in here, but only what actually belongs in here. Sometimes, like anything, when you're organizing, some things can get in that drawer that don't really belong there, or get in your space that don't really belong there. So this container here has lots of cool little things in it, but it definitely needs to be done in a better way. So I want to get them out just to make sure I know what's in there. All right, I am going to dump this into here. And if you didn't see the other videos in this series, go ahead and check them out. They're pretty cool. And, well, don't take my word for it. You know, check it out for yourself. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think they're cool or not. So the dimensions of this and everything are there. I purchased this cart that we're using at Big Lots. And if you want to see all that stuff, go check out that video because I already said it in there. Alright, so these containers, as I like to say, don't overlook these kind of things at your local grocery store. So this one says veggies, but we disregard that. We're just looking for the color, right? Because we're organizing by color. So there's already some things in here that were from a shaker card. I'm just going to get those out because I know I'm going to want to do something different with that, more than likely. And it's nice to have containers that are different sizes. This I also got in a clearance spot at a grocery store that I shop at. It's like a little one for, like, you know, baby food or whatever. And again, it's just green, and that's what I want since I organized by color almost exclusively. The larger size your container, the larger items you would put in there. So a little container, little things, bigger container, bigger things, and so on. Because like anybody that has a hobby or does something for a living, the supplies that I have, I've collected over the years, and if I were to get rid of all of my supplies every time I did a project, it would be astronomically expensive to do this hobby, to buy everything brand new every time. I've been working for a little while and I'm starting to feel that, oh, you know, this seems like a lot of work or whatever, right? But that's all right, we all feel that, so from time to time. So not a problem, we know what to do. When there's larger things in a pile, it's good to just grab those larger things and organize those, put them where you want them, because your pile will get smaller quicker and you will usually feel motivated. Now we're getting down there. Now we don't have quite so much left. So, crafty hack from the other video, we're going to do it again. You got your broom, you got your dustpan. So if your nails are kind of short or you just have some issues picking things up, as long as you know that everything that's there, oh, now I see some purple, so I'm going to pull that out. As long as you know everything that's in this pile you want into your container for this color, then just go ahead and scoop it up. Alright, this is where we are now. So everything that was in these containers, there were a couple of things that didn't belong here, so I just like to do that because I had already pre-divided some stuff up, but occasionally something will sneak into a drawer, into a cabinet, into a cupboard, wherever. That's alright, just get it on out of there and get it where it goes. As you're organizing anything, it's a good idea just to have a few typical office supplies on hand. Maybe a pair of scissors and a marker, maybe some transparent tape, those kind of just, you know, basic supplies. You're all set, you don't have to get up, which could then cause you to lose momentum. And I know when you're organizing or really doing just about anything, momentum is so important. It just really helps. It's a long process sometimes, right? Especially when we're organizing tiny things. Just be encouraged. Once we get through all this work, we get the benefit of that for weeks to come. And then, you know, about every, I don't know, maybe 3 times a year, I don't really time it. It's just whenever it happens. I'll reassess what I've done, if it's working, if it isn't, if I find myself frustrated often or I can't find things often because of the way I have things organized, or that it's just kind of, you know, crept into a little bit of disarray, right? Everything tends toward that. So from time to time, you kind of have to do that again. So that's okay. Now I'm going to get after everything on here and let's see where we get to. Oh boy, I can't believe I have these, but I do. And if you're not a paper crafter, you may not really get it or understand, but if you are, or any kind of a crafter, you do get it. So I found these clearance, and you know, these are like sandwich picks, right? You put them in a little sandwich to hold it together, maybe with a little olive on there. Oh my gosh, do you like olives? I love olives. But I want to use these in paper crafting. Nope, I'm not going to make a paper sandwich. Instead, ready? I'm just going to take these off. I'm going to discard that piece, and now I have something for shaker bits. So many times when I'm shopping, these ideas come to me, so don't overlook any of these little things. There's so many cool things you can do with all this different stuff. So I'm just going to kind of keep doing that. And these ones, I don't know about any others, but the ones I'm using here just come off really easily. Now, yeah, there's a bit, you know, it could be sharp on the end, but these are not. So just use some caution anytime you do something like that. Anytime that you kind of feel like you're getting slowed down or you need some motivation, go ahead and grab maybe the largest thing in the pile or just the most obvious thing. So I'm gonna grab this. This was just a project I did outside on some old wallpaper or some old photo, and then I adjusted it, stenciled it, just kind of had some fun crafting outside. It was really neat in the sun, so that makes me happy. So that was a larger thing. Let's go for something else that looks kind of big here. I see right here, tucked behind here, more of these bookmarks. So these ones already have the ribbon on them. For now, I'm going to keep those in this drawer. So here's something that I found. This is by Studio Calico, and they're gold leaves. They're actually die cut shapes. Typically when I find anything in packaging like this, I take it out of the packaging and store it separately because the packaging just takes up more space than I'm willing to give it. And I'm not trying to have pretty packaging, I'm trying to have organized supplies. This is one time where I'm going to make an exception to that rule. So go ahead and do that occasionally when you have to. Make an exception to a rule. It's totally okay. And in this case, I'm actually just going to wrap this up. So now this is the only space it'll take up. This is where it comes in handy, having a few office supplies, you know, near you, your scissors and a marker and some tape. And I'm just going to kind of go ahead and just tape that there. So now that's all the space it takes up, and I'll know exactly what it is in case I want to reference that and search for that on YouTube. So this is where we are with the green drawer. That went pretty quickly actually, even though I was kind of, you know, bogged down because there were so many larger things because I just don't have a larger container for here right now for this green drawer. I know I have one. I'm going to grab it and then we'll get these things in there. So even though the drawer is relatively small, if these things were just spread all over the place, it would still be in disarray. It would be hard to find things, and it would also just be kind of like, oh, look at that messy drawer when I see it. So I don't want to have to think that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and find a container that's about this size. And if you saw the last video, actually the first one with the pink and red drawer, you might actually know what container I'm going to get. Here's the container that we're going to use. It is just from Cotton Swabs. And this is just like a store brand. So why not? I'm going to get them out of here because I need some more in my craft room, and then I'll show you what I do with this. And this was a container of Q-tips that held, I think, 500. The one that holds 750 is obviously deeper, but these drawers aren't that deep anyways, so this will be good. This is what we have. So I just went ahead and covered it with some washi that I like. It looks really cool. There's some little, you know, hints and tips and tricks to this, but you know, pretty basic. I did apply some extra glue just to make sure it would really stick because washi tape is a low tack tape. And if you're interested, this one is made by Scotch and it's called Expressions. That is all set. And now let's see what we can fit in here. So some of these things still may not fit, and because of the depth of my drawer, I may need to reassess and kind of change things up a little bit. This is the height, and the drawer is only a little bit bigger than this. That's pretty great. And then when I do this in here, as I showed in the other video as well, but I'll go ahead and show you in this one too, because this side has more plastic than this side, and I don't try to cut it down. I actually prefer that there's more there. I'm going to put that here, and this is going to rest right on here. There will be a little bit of space under this as well. There'll be a little bit more clearance. So any of these things that don't quite fit, they're going to go under there, and that'll be fine. I'm fine with that. All right, I'm pleased with that. So that's what we've got. These are the things that are kind of underneath there. There's some junk mail that I've used for different things, and then this is what we've got. So I just love this little flip-flop so much. It's not terribly useful to me. I've had it a long time, but it's just so cute. It makes me smile every time I see it. So I'm just gonna keep it. If you do that with everything, of course not. but a little bit of that here and there, it's all right, right? Life is short, do something fun that you enjoy. Now we've got this all done, and this is it. This is everything that's in this entire drawer. This is the space that we have left. I turned it around now. This is the front of the drawer, but I have so much room in here, and as you'll see further on in this series, oh my gosh, the mess that's coming in the purple drawer, I don't even know what to tell you. I can barely close that drawer. It's really, really bad. Just like we combined the pink and red and the orange and the yellow, let's just combine the green and the blue. The blue drawer is also fairly empty as well, so why not? Well, I told you it was fairly empty. Evidently, my definition of fairly empty is a little different than most people. Okay, that might be valid. Now, let's go ahead and do what we gotta do. Let's get everything out of here. Blue drawer is empty, and now we're ready to start going through it, figuring out what we're doing with it, and then getting it in here, and whether or not I'm keeping it. So I do have a couple of containers that already have some things in them. This one's empty. And then you may remember this from the first video, from the pink and red drawer. I'm probably gonna leave that for last because I'm not sure what I'm doing with that right now. And again, this is that system that I use, that I found in a store, in the clearance spot. And these were just containers for, I don't know, you know, meal planning or whatever. So like this one says healthy fats, one says veggies, fruit, you know, whatever. I just use them purely for the color of the container or the color of the lid. And again, the only time that I don't follow that system is when I'm using containers like this. They come in multiples and there's only one color lid, so you don't have an option. That's okay. I have a label maker and I know how to use it. Let's just dump it out. Just easier. I see what there is, and then it's kind of real obvious to me, wow, I have too much of this, or I don't need that, or I don't want that even, right? There's more of these that are, oh, you can't see it that way. More of these little sandwich things. So again, I'm just gonna snap that end off so that I can use those in different shaker cards. Let's just go ahead and put little things in a little container. Now, all of those things that were in these containers are now kind of reorganized just a little bit better by size. This doesn't have much in it, but remember, we have this entire little turntable that my son got me, so pretty cool. And then I love watching Doctor Who. We enjoy that show. So here's a bow tie and a shout out to all you Whovians because bow ties are cool. Now, the packaging. So you know how I feel about packaging. Typically, these things aren't meant for long-term storage. It's meant to get it home and, you know, use it or organize it, save it for when you do need it. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it is really cute. Let me get it close. It is Cartabella. I bought this some time ago. All right, what do you think? So this is what we've got. That's what was in that pouch, and now all of these I can just put in here. These are wild times we live in. I'm just gonna put it in there without the package and call it good. This is really cute. Farmer's Museum in Cooperstown, New York. Pretty fun. So shout out to anybody there. Shout out to New Yorkers. That's a decal. So I really think it would be best if I kept that in the original packaging because that decal could easily come off. All right, now I have a decision to make. What do you think? So this is some fabric. It's obviously blue, but I keep my fabric in a different place. And this is the fabric that I used on a junk journal in the Christmas in July series, so I'll link that here. Check it out if you want to. If you don't. That's your decision. You know, I mean, it's small, and my fabric stuff is in a big, you know, giant container. I think I am going to leave it for now and see how that works. I'll see and kind of test that out. So I like to do that kind of thing, just occasionally try something out with my organizing, and maybe in, you know, 6 months or whenever, I don't really time it, I just kind of see how that works out in the future. And if I wind up going to it or using it from here, then I'll know, hey, I think that system's gonna work for me. So I've got my little X-Acto paper trimmer, my guillotine paper trimmer, a small one. I actually got a large guillotine paper trimmer that I love from the Restore. If you want to see that video, I'll link it here. Use so much caution when you're using any of these, you know, things that cut paper. They're pretty sharp. This one does have a line where to cut it, but of course, you know, you do this how you want to do it. Sometimes I do follow the lines they give you, and sometimes I don't. Okay, that's done. This is from Recollections, so I got this at Michael's, and I only paid $2.50 for that. You know, I always like to write how much I pay for things on it. I don't know. It does help me keep track of cost, but I also like seeing when I got a deal. It makes me feel good. Everybody likes a deal. All right, so I found another thing of this Cartopia from Cartabella. So that's really funny. I didn't remember that I had purchased 2 of them. This one's actually different. It has different things in it. Well, let's try something out. So that one, the other one I took apart and threw all in there. This one I'll leave in the paper, leave in the packaging, and we'll see. And then again, it has that same packaging where there's a pattern on there so that you can use that in other crafty ways. Nice of that company. Oh gosh, this is beautiful. An actual vintage postcard or antique postcard. I've had this for years and years. So gorgeous, but you know what, I think I'm going to use it in crafting, because if not, it's just going to sit around, and where's the fun in that? So I only paid $1 for this. It does not say how old it is, but it is just so amazingly gorgeous. I love that so much. And this kind of thing I will keep in a little plastic sleeve to keep it clean and everything. And we're nearing the end of the tray, and then we'll see how we get everything into the green one. There's a surprise thing here that I found. Well, I knew I had it. I got it off Etsy, and I'm just so kind of had to laugh at myself, because I was always like, where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put it? Well, my gosh, it's blue. Why not put it in the blue drawer? I can't wait to show you. Before I show you that, I want to get these out of here. So this was Jelly Bean Soup, and they're just little printed clothespins. Pull them out, and this is Hampton Art is what it is, the Jelly Bean Soup. Again, we have 8 little clothespins on a piece of packaging. Doesn't work in my world, so it's got to come off. This is all of them now. They're off of the little piece of acetate, so they're really teeny tiny. I guess I'm just going to throw them in there. Let's get this blue into the green, and then we're going to switch our tags. All right, now all of the blue and the green are combined, so this is what's in that blue container. We'll get the lid on there, snap that on, and we've already got a label on there, so no guesswork necessary. You know, this drawer did fill up pretty quickly, so there was a good amount of blue craft supplies and, you know, card making supplies, so I must just have a lot of those. But I'm not too worried about that. It is actually fitting. It's working all right. And like the pink and red drawer, of course, when you're putting 2 colors into one drawer with just a little bit more than, you know, 12 square inches of space, it's going to fill up quickly. So here's the thing that I was talking about. Here's the thing that I wanted to show you. You know, I've had these for so long, and if I remember the Etsy seller or can figure out who it was, I will put it in the comments below. But it's so funny that, you know, sometimes you have something and you just don't think of, like, what's the easiest way to organize this? What's the easiest way to display it? And it's just hilarious that it, you know, I've had this a couple of years, and just now I'm like, oh yeah, well, let's put it with blue because it's blue, right? Okay, you ready? Here it is. So these are little RVs, and you can actually use them to make a mobile. So there's a hole in the bottom, there's a hole in the top. I don't know what they were previously used for. And the Etsy seller I got this from put these cute little stickers on the bags, like it a lot. And really like this. Isn't that cute? I just love that. So I'm not sure in what crafty way I'm going to use them, but it will turn up in a video when I do. What we have left to get in here is just a couple other things. So we've got some shaker bits here, and it's just acetate, and then I colored that with permanent markers, with alcohol markers actually, some Copics and some other markers, and then cut it apart to get little tiny shaker bits like that. Pretty fun, right? Yeah, so it was actually a lot of work, so I don't just want to throw them out, and then they're ready for another shaker card. And of course, yes, I add it to other things like this and whatnot, but I like to make some of my own things because it saves me a little money. The 2 other things that we're still trying to figure out is these, the little, you know, clothespins and things, either for a baby shower or, as I'll probably use them for, to put on a card or a bookmark, because they have, you know, a little ring there so you can put some ribbon through them. So I don't want to put them in the drawer like this, because when I reach in here for something else, they're just going to spill. So they're going to go in a different container. I came up with a solution. I don't usually do this when I'm organizing. I prefer to have containers with lids and all that good stuff, but these would just fit perfectly in here. So I'm going to get these little shaker bits out, these little bits of wow, blah, blah, blah.
these little bits of acetate that I cut up, and I'm gonna put them, I think for now, I'm gonna put them into one of my little metal containers. I super love these. And then that can go into one of these clear plastic sleeves. Those are really tiny ones. And then these can be in here. Now that's all in there. I'm liking it. Pretty cool. And I don't have to worry about that spilling. And now let's go ahead and pour these shaker bits into here. Good deal. And that is all set. I am gonna just kind of fold that down. All right, so that's all the space that takes up. It's all folded down, and then I'll just put a little piece of washi on there. So it's super easy for me to get to or to add to if I want to do that. So the only thing that we really have left is this blue shredded paper. So it's super great, right, for adding to a gift bag or a little gift box or what have you. I'm gonna leave it out of here. You know, I have, of course, the place where we keep our wrapping paper for, you know, all occasion and stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with that. I'm not gonna bother to put it in here. But I am, you know, thrilled I have that, but I just don't wanna really keep it here. I think that's it. I think this is gonna work for me. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you had some fun or learned something, please subscribe. That would help me out so much, and I really appreciate my subscribers. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me, and I'll catch you later.